Hey guys, we're going to go over some trig things that you should have learned in geometry or you just don't remember as a kind of introduction to our trig unit. So first we're going to talk about trig ratios. So some of these you should have learned. Sine of an angle, and our angle we're going to call theta, is our opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is your adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is your opposite over adjacent. And some of your teachers may have taught you SOHCAHTOA as a way to help you remember it. So sine is the opposite over hypotenuse, cosine, adjacent, tangent. So right now we're going to go through and find all of the trig ratios. Actually, I'll do, let me see. I'll do the left side of the page, and then I'll pause it and let you guys try the right side to see if you guys are getting it. And then we're also not just going to find the trig ratios like it says in the directions, but if you have like a calculator, so if you have one, your personal one, or one on your phone, or one on your computer, iPad, how to actually find the angle of it. So let's look at number one, cosine of J. So this means we're looking at J, so we're looking at this angle here. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So we're going to have that the cosine of J is the one that's adjacent. So when you're determining, adjacent means next to. So the one that's next to it is going to be 28. And your hypotenuse is always across from your right angle. So this is our hypotenuse. So, and we can reduce this. So cosine of J, if I reduce it by 2, will give me 14 out of 15. Sine of S, so now we're looking at the S angle. And sine is the opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite of S, so I go across and go opposite of S, is 9. So sine of S is going to be 9 over the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle, so over 35. And I don't think that this reduces, so then this would be our answer. So then tangent of R means we're looking at our R. And tangent, SOHCAHTOA, so opposite over adjacent. So the tangent of R, the opposite of R would be across from the R, which is 32. Divided by the adjacent, which would be the next to one. Now, the reason we're using the 30 instead of the 40 is because the 40 is across from the right angle. So the 40 is always the hypotenuse here. And then we can reduce this. So tangent of R, if I divide by 2, I'll get 16 over 15. All right, so why don't you go ahead and pause. You can try the right side problems. So cosine of G. So go ahead and pause. I'll let you kind of try these. And then if you need to try the bottom two, you can pause again and try these. Okay, so these are the answers that you should have gotten. 2 is cosine of G is, once you reduce it, 12 over 25. 4, tangent of U is 10 over 3. And for sine of B equals 8 over 7. Actually, if you go to the next page, here's all the answers. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you, or show you how to find the angle. So what is the measure of angle J? So we'll look at, again, I'll do the odds and then let you try the evens. And you can do this on the other side as well. So to get the angle measure is G, or excuse me, for 1 it's J. Cosine is just the ratio of the side lengths of your triangle. So to find J, since this is a cosine, what we're going to do is take the cosine inverse. So it's like cosine to the -1. So you're going to do that on each side. So this is going to give me that J equals the cosine inverse, so cosine to like the little -1 power, of 14 over 15. And then, really, because this is a weird ratio, most of these are just, they're going to be ugly decimals. So they're going to be the decimal equivalent. And your calculators on your phone or on your iPads or anything are probably set to degree. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 14 divided by 15 if you're doing it, I'm doing it in an iPhone. So you'll get, what, 14 divided by 15 is like 0.9 something. Divided by 15. Yeah, 0.93 repeating. And you don't have to write this. You can just do this all in your calculator at once. Now, to get your cosine inverse, here on my iPhone, I have to turn it sideways. So then I'm going to hit second, and then your cosine inverse. And you can find these, you can use calculators online if you'd prefer to do that. A popular one is Desmos, or you can just Google any type of calculator. But this should give you, once you do cosine inverse of this, you'll get that J is approximately 21 degrees. So if I look at 3, sine, so to get rid of the sine, I have to do sine inverse. So it's like sine to the -1. So on the left side, the sine and the sine inverse cancel out, so I'll just end up with S, sine inverse of 9 over 35. So we'll do the same thing. We'll do 9 divided by 35. Equals, so get that answer, and then you hit sine inverse. So you should get that S is approximately, if we round this, 15 degrees. It's like 14.9005. And then 5. To get rid of the tangent, you do the tangent inverse of each side. So tangent to the -1. So that tangent and tangent inverse cancel out. So I get R equals the tan inverse of 16 over 15. So then 16 divided by 15 equals, and then I do tan inverse. I should get that R is approximately 46.8 degrees. All right, so try the even ones. See if you can get these. I'll pause the video and then I'll put up the answers for you. All right, so here's the answers to the even. 2G equals about 61.3 degrees, U equals 73.3 degrees, and then B equals about 28 degrees. All right. So if you have any questions, send me an email, shoot me a remind. We'll find out more information later today. This is, well, technically this assignment's for Monday. I'm recording this in advance. So on Monday we're having a meeting. We'll find out more information about the expectations of everything. So I will be having office hours and probably having like a video chat meeting with you guys if you need it. So feel free to send me a message on Remind. Probably one of the best ways to get in contact with me, or through email. All right. Have a good one, guys.